On this week's Tuesday Talk, we are answering a question left by one of our subscribers, Deb the Dreamer. She asks, what have you learned or discovered that is great that you were not expecting? What has surprised you in a good way? We discussed the negatives a couple weeks ago, but now it's time for positives.
Yeah, let's get positive.
Okay. So, what has surprised us? What has gone right?
You start this time.
I was surprised by how much we like boondocking.
We like free.
Yeah. Well, no, the free
and
part...
getting out into nature.
The free part is why I thought I would like boondocking, and I still do. But I worried about whether I'd feel isolated or unsafe because we are out in the middle of nowhere. And I don't. In fact, I often feel better when we're boondocking. I don't know if part of that's also because we all seem happier because there aren't people around. We have this giant yard that we can hang out in. Normally it's in beautiful places. Penny, our big dog, is just super happy.
She loves it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loves it.
So I think...
Can't calm her down sometimes.
No, she's a totally different dog than when we lived in the KOA. So that's been a really good surprise, and that's good because obviously it is free and we'd like to be as frugal as possible when it comes to where we're staying. So it is a pleasant surprise to know that we actually would rather be boondocking than in a campground most days.
And I guess for me is the concern about downsizing from a huge house to a small trailer or 200 square feet, 30-foot Airstream. It has really not been an issue. I'm surprised at how easy it is to live in a smaller space. In fact, if anything, we would downsize our 30-foot Airstream and not upsize it. And you saw that in one of our previous videos. So that has been really a wonderful surprise, that we don't feel cramped. We don't feel like we're getting in each other's space too much. No. I can work at the computer while we make dinner, and really, she has her space, I have my space. It's just worked out really well. Mm-hmm. And I mean, regardless of where we happen to be, whether it's in a campground or out in the middle of nowhere, everything is very familiar, I guess, once you set foot inside the Airstream. Mm-hmm. You really don't know any different. Everything it's home, I guess, regardless of where you park it. It's always familiar. It's always home.
True. Another exciting thing, well, I guess it's actually not, it's only exciting to me, is we've started to slow down quite a bit. So in the beginning, we were constantly going. And I worried that we might burn out because it was a little bit stressful at the time.
We were also with family.
We were with family, yeah, which was exciting and fun, and I wouldn't have changed that. But we knew we were gonna have to slow down, and I was a little worried about that. But we've come into a nice little rhythm where we're doing things. Most days we're doing something. We have something planned, but it may be as small as taking a bike ride and not even having to drive the truck, or... Yeah. Our morning is completely free, and then we go spend a couple hours doing something in the afternoon. And so that gives us a lot of time to actually kind of to do the things that we've wanted to do, like reading and knitting for me and bike riding for Steve. And I mean, if we were constantly traveling and seeing all these beautiful places, which is awesome, all the things we want to do when we retired, we wouldn't be doing. And what's the point?
Yeah.
So
we'd be way too busy, and we'd burn out fast, and we may want to stop doing this if we just went so fast. And it gets expensive the more you go too, with the cost of diesel. Yeah. So we generally go between like 10 and 2 or 9 and 3, those hours each day. If we do something at all, it's generally in that little pocket of time. Before that, we're just kind of chilling at home, and after that, we're also just chilling at home, unless we want to go out to dinner someplace or meet somebody. Yeah. But usually, it's just right in the center, the meaty part of the day. For those 4 or 5 hours is when we do stuff. Yeah. If it's not in those hours, we just kind of take it easy and relax.
Yeah, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's why we retired.
It's true. Another cool thing is the fact that we are actually having a pretty easy time meeting people. We're not outgoing, extroverted.
We're certainly not extroverted.
And so meeting people in a campground is not something that we're very likely to do unless they approach us first. But through social media, especially Instagram, we've been meeting up with different other full-timers. And that's been kind of cool, how easy it is to talk to them and hang out with them and how many shared interests we have. So that's been kind of fun. Because otherwise, as much as we love each other, only seeing each other
There's only so much you could talk about because, you know, you can't say, how was your day? Because the answer is, well, you were there too. You know exactly how my day was.
Yeah. So it's nice to be able to meet up with other people once in a while.
For sure. It's easy making friends in this lifestyle. It really is. Easier than a lot of people would probably think. Easier than we thought it was going to be as well.
I think one of Steve's favorite things is campfires.
Yes. I make a campfire once or twice a day. Every day.
If we have some place to do it.
Yeah, when we're out in a hospitable place, which is, you know, right outside, in the forest, right outside Ben's in Deschutes National Forest. Yeah. There's plenty of wood, and some of it is like dead and rotten, so it burns really easy. You just throw it in, and it just goes right out.
He goes on expeditions to find the best wood, and then...
just me and my shovel.
And then he sits by the campfire even if it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 80 degrees out.
Occasionally.
Yeah, because why not?
Yeah, why not? It's either inside or outside. I'd rather be outside.
Yeah. So, being out in nature, we're spending a lot of time out in nature, which is exactly what we wanted.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And really, one of the negatives we had said was not knowing where we are and having to find things, but that hasn't been that hard either. With the internet and everything else, being able to find grocery stores or places to get Patty groomed or whatever, water, propane, whatever else we're looking for.
Google Maps and Yelp, done.
Yep. Easy enough.
That's really all you need. And mountain biking or hiking trail apps like Gaia GPS, video on that too. Yeah, it's all kind of at your fingertips.
Yes.
You could find anything and get yourself directed to it. So.
Yeah. So we've been having a blast.
It's all cool.
I wouldn't say there's any regrets at all at this point.
The tire blowout was probably a regret. We'd rather have that not happened.
We'd rather have taken care of that before it caused additional damage. But but live and learn. But in general, we're doing great and very happy.
Yeah, so far so good.
And we'll see
a few months in, no real issues.
No, and we'll see what the next few months bring. We're looking forward to it.
Yes. In the Pacific Northwest.
Yes, exactly. So that's it for this Tuesday talk. If you have a question for us, we've gotten a few in the last couple weeks, so stay tuned for discussions on propane and other topics. But if you have a question for us about our life on the road, our Airstream, tiny living, really almost anything, please leave them in the comments below. Mm-hmm. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe.
Even if you didn't like it, mash that like button.
Careful there, bud. They might do the opposite.
No, they won't. These are good people.
These are good people. These are right. These are our people.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.